What's good with ya, baby? Peace and love to everybody out there, man. Hope all is well. Hope you guys take care of yourselves, man. Staying safe out there. It's your boy Ahmad back at y'all with another reaction. So, we got Eclipse. Got another song he sent in to me. We got a song of his name's Eyes of a Desperate Man. This is a long song too, so yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this though. Like, subscribe if y'all new. If you want your song promoted on the channel, it's only $50 for an individual song, $150 for album review. So yeah, y'all go crazy on that. PayPal, Cash App is in the description. Yeah, let's get it, Eclipse. Y'all know what it is. I know I'll rock with this dude. Let's go.
Almost lost pops to an overdose, but still in the room. Odds against me from the beginning, I was already doomed. Only God knows what will happen from my birth to the tomb. So I entered into the world, my wrath was felt in the room. Came out screaming aggressively, a fighter was born. It's my introduction to Genesis, from there it was on. No idea once I got old how many deaths I would mourn. Should I seek revenge or forgiveness? My emotions were torn. Mom's two parents.
I either seek revenge or forgiveness. My soul was torn. Facts.
She tried to guide me the most. Pops was right there in the house, but still his presence was ghost. Too far gone to reach him, though so physically close. A broken home where intoxication played the role as my host. Upbringing beyond the norm, I guess, was setting the stage for the journey that I'm explaining about my coming of age. Over time, tears turn to anger, all the pain turn to rage. Now you've had a peek of my childhood, I'll be turning the page. Cause you ain't been where I've been, you ain't seen what I seen. You ain't walked in my shoes, have no idea what I mean. You ain't built for my blues, nor the things in between, in the eyes of a desperate man. So when I reflect on all the things that I've been through, thinking of all the wakes and cemeteries I've been to, the bloodshed of friends and relatives that I'm kin to, how could you ever understand? Eyes of a desperate man. 2692, I was 12 years old. Woke up with no idea how life was about to unfold. Young nigga running the streets who rarely did what was told. It was Sunday, the day the Skins won their last Super Bowl. 2 weeks prior, a premonition came to my mother. Then the nightmare that kept haunting her about losing her brother. She woke up feeling disturbed, although the dream had now ended. It kept lingering through the day, her pain and fear was extended. Feeling easy heading to work, like the darkness was hurrying. Though she knew he was still alive, still had trouble recovering. Type of thing to stick with you, hard to leave it behind. So someone had worked out the dread that dominated her mind. Eventually she got through it as the week went along. Day by day and got back to normal from the fear that prolonged. Was glad it was just a dream, finally came around. What was hard in the renovation was no longer abound. Get back to the 26, we were watching the game. Everyone invited him over, he declined, never came. Uncle Chris was like my big brother, from the start we were tight. The last thing he said to me was, I see you later tonight. Went to hang with this nigga Kevin, he ain't seen about a year. It was all over my face, my disappointment was clear. Still enjoyed the game with the family, play by play as I cheered. It just wasn't the same without him thinking he needs to be here. I kept calling my Uncle Chris to ask him come watch it with me. There's no way that I was prepared for what was about to hit me. Was restless and couldn't sleep, could feel that something was wrong. Something evil was in the air and its attendance was strong. So after 4 a.m. in the morning, I said,
it's like that feeling that he described. Something evil's in the air. Normally that be when someone of your loved ones pass away or something just happened. Everybody get that feeling before you get that phone call. Everybody went through that. Like, I get that. Man, he telling the truth. Like, that's the thing I admire about Eclipse, bro. He talk about the streets, and he lived the streets, but he doesn't glorify it. He always tell people to be better than me. Stay out the streets. These are stories that I told. Well, these stories that I have for y'all when I was in the streets. My life. This is like a coming of age story of him when he was born. Then his pops died of an overdose. His brother died. Now his uncle had passed away. Like, he a great storyteller, bro. Y'all gotta go check him out.
Up on my bed, homicide called to inform us that my uncle was dead. Visions of him shot in the back, chasing his breath as he bled. Seeing him suffer his final moments, knowing his death's near ahead. Like flashing before his eyes while the bullets are burning. In the panic, coughing the blood, minutes from no returning. Seeing faces of all his family, Ellie struggling to breathe. That he never leaving behind, whom are destined to grieve. Walking out the door to meet Leslie out in front of the building. We're in shock and broken to pieces, knowing that somebody killed him. Then arriving at grandma's house, homicide let us in. Walking up the steps, all the hairs are standing up on my skin. My uncle's loading up clips, ready to ride and go get them. I wanted in on the action, they would not take me with them. This situation was drastic, I was ready to shoot. Got me leaning over his casket, dropping tears on his suit. Murder hurts on a different level, not your average laws. Not the same as losing a loved one to a natural cause. By the preacher telling lies, trying to convince me God had to take him up. But grandmother destroyed, screaming desperately, trying to wake him up. You ain't been where I've been, you ain't seen what I seen. You ain't walked in my shoes, have no idea what I mean. You ain't built for my blues, nor the things in between. In the eyes of a desperate man. So when I reflect on all the things that I've been through, thinking of all the wakes and cemeteries I've been to, the bloodshed of friends and relatives that I'm kin to. How could you ever understand? Eyes of a desperate man. My soul left my body, I'm empty, left with a broken heart. Found a way to cope, this is about the time all the smoking starts. Things I've seen in movies just becoming my life. I'm a different person now, we just got a heart full of strife. They weren't even after my uncle, they were trying to kill Kevin. But he lived and my uncle died, but God was watching from heaven. They ain't take him and didn't cause it, he just allowed it to happen. Absolutely nothing to do with when the hammer was clapping. Let's jump ahead to 2000, I am now 21. All the niggas around me selling drugs and packing the gun. I done seen it all from different angles up under the sun. The thing is, the loss of my uncle was just where it begun. Now I'm working at UPS, coming home from my shift. Even though officially grown, I still continue to drift. New Carrollton subway station, about to hop on the bus. No plans of coming back out, this wasn't enough to discuss. Then I heard a voice in my head that told me walk down the hill. Wasn't feeling it, but I listened and decided I will. Coming down 85th Avenue, my niggas was real. The first one that I saw was Earl, something told me to chill. So I changed my mind and figured I'd spend some time round the way. Me and Earl became inseparable the rest of that day. It was mostly just me and him, so every hour went by. We were smoking J after J, all my time was spent high. It's after 10 p.m. instinctively noticed something ain't right. Finally going home and Earl was supposed to come spend the night. Said he'd meet me in about an hour and had to make a few sales. But these streets have become so wicked on a much grander scale. I remember first day I met him, and I tell you no lie. Had a vision and heard a voice to say he'd be first to die. The world is becoming worse, so much blood has been spilled. Dervish calling me the next morning saying Earl was killed. Cause you ain't been where I've been, you ain't seen what I seen. You ain't walked in my shoes, have no idea.
That's why I support the real, man. That's why I only support the real. I feel like if you can tell vivid stories like this, you gifted. This is your calling. And storytelling, this is your calling in life. This is your calling, bro. Eclipse, this is your calling. The stories that you displaying on here is so vivid. It's just a coming of age story. Like he said, you seen a lot. I seen a lot. That's why I relate to your story so well, bro. For real, that heartbreak, man.
What I mean, you ain't built for my blues, nor the things in between. In the eyes of a desperate man. So when I reflect on all the things that I've been through, thinking of all the wakes and cemeteries I've been to, the bloodshed of friends and relatives that I'm kin to. How could you ever understand? Eyes of a desperate man. 4 years later, 04, I would never forget. This the year things hit the hardest, I would have to admit. Some things you never see coming, and how much worse can it get? Many times will I see bodies put 6 feet in the pit. Flashback to 89, I met Bun around 10. Yeah, we had a couple of fights, and most of them I ain't win. Right after we end up laughing, back to brothers again. Never saw us without the other, that was the story back then. From Laney Park to Bellcrest to Nicholas on. From elementary to in our 20s and the lines was formed. Didn't matter what came our way, we always weathered the storm. Thinking back on how young we was when evil started to swarm. Had a dream, him and Muhammad died in 2003. Both shot to death with a pistol, where these things come to be. Only time will
it all happens in a dream. He said in the dream, him and Muhammad died in 03. It all happens in a dream and it manifests into reality, if y'all get what I mean. That's why I always write down my dreams, because you never know what dreams you have that can manifest into reality, bro. It's scary, but that's the truth.
tell, I guess that I'll eventually see. And if so, then why did these visions come directly to me? We were sitting down in my basement when I told him about it. Tried to warn him about his path and hopes he change and reroute it. Knowing the type of nigga he was, I had no choice but to doubt it. Street life was all that he knew, couldn't describe him without it. Pops on his way into work, reading the Washington Post. So an article unexpectedly that hurt him the most. February 5th, the day before I turned 25, my pops called me to let me know Bunt was no longer alive. Same position again, I just don't know what to do. Like my mother, the premonition and my dreams come true. It was hard for me to believe he had actually expired. Then years later, they shot Muhammad and set his body on fire. Earlier, I mentioned Derek, younger brother of Earl. Didn't matter what hood I lived in, all my niggas was thorough. He took Earl deaths pretty hard, couldn't deal with the pain. So on the phone with him the moment that his brother was slain. And he kept calling his name and now he's fearing the worst. Earl never responded back due to effects of the curse. He was speeding trying to get to him while the tears would just burst. Snatched his heart right out of his chest, saying I'm right off in the hearse. So I'm afterward a few times, here and there we were chilling. I could see the hurt in his eyes and knew the things he was feeling. Kept in touch every so often, saying increasing the distance. Prayed for him that he get strength from Holy Spirit assistance. Years past, I haven't seen him since 2002. Now he's pulling up at my house, him and the sun out the blue. Was glad to see him and happy that he chose to come through. Pretty much my circle is small and he's just one of a few. He hung out with me and my cousin Mike about 2 a.m. Something's different about this visit, he wasn't acting like him. It's like something was on his mind and all his energy's grim. The light at the end of the tunnel possibly could be dim. Sometimes in life we need answers and we're forced to ask why. Turns out that Derek came over to say his final goodbye. He was suffering from depression, suicidal on meds. O's calling to let me know he shot himself in the head. 4 months right after Bunt, that's just another one gone. Never know what each day will bring from start to dusk until dawn. And later on in the year, about the month of November, 2 days after Thanksgiving, it's really close to December. My phone rings again, it's another call from a nigga old. It's time passing the news that somebody just killed my nigga Mo. Point there's no question Armageddon is near. Just lost 3 of my closest friends months apart the same year. The violence never got.
I lost 3 of my friends months apart in the same year. That's that heartbreak that you just ask God why. Like he said, everybody questioning, like, God, why, when they go through some stuff in life. Everybody does. It just, them are like unanswered questions, bro. Like, we be like, man, why you had to take my nigga? Like, why you had to take my cousin? Like, man. Storytelling on this is just,
I better all it did was increase. 2013, my cousin Wayne was killed by police. Everything I speak is the truth that you heard in my rhymes. Closing out with my cousin burning, they shot him 17 times. Cause you ain't been where I've been, you ain't seen what I seen. You ain't walked in my shoes, have no idea what I mean. You ain't built for my blues, nor the things in between. In the eyes of a desperate man. So when I reflect on all the things that I've been through, thinking of all the wakes and cemeteries I've been to, the bloodshed of friends and relatives that I'm kin to. How could you ever understand? Eyes of a desperate man. Eyes of a desperate man.
amazing song. Amazing song. Everybody go support this dude, man.
How come I keep on losing people close to me? Tell me, is this the way that my life was supposed to be? Am I missing something? What am I supposed to see through the eyes of a desperate man? The violence all around me never seems to stop, even though the smallest things, the pistol seems to pop. Every year that passes by, more bodies seem to drop in the eyes of a desperate man.
Incredible song. Incredible, bro. Something about you, like, it captivates with me, bro. That's why I only support the real, man. Who tell real stories, not no fabricated, not nothing. Real stories like this, dudes like this should be in the mainstream. And I wholeheartedly say that. Everybody that's watching this, whether you like this or not, go support the real. My guy Eclipse music is in the description. Peace and love to y'all, man. Shout out to my boy Eclipse, man. This shit was incredible. It's your boy Ahmad.